What's up, everybody? Welcome to race week. So today's Wednesday, December 4th. It's currently 12:36 in the afternoon. Obviously, we got the Christmas decorations up, so you know it's at least December. You know, we got the archway. My wife's got some stuff there. We got our Christmas lights outside, some Christmas decorations in front. I won't show you that. You know, Christmas stuff there. So we're definitely getting into the holiday spirit right now. But today, as of right now, we are 4.5 days until race day. And I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good, but not feeling bad. Not feeling too good, not feeling too bad as far as how we're going. So what I want to cover today is, what I've been doing the last couple weeks since the last video, because I think the last video was the week before Thanksgiving. I had a couple really good runs Thanksgiving weekend. You know, on Thanksgiving and then on that Sunday afterwards. Obviously, shout out to Penn State for making the Big Ten championship game that weekend as well. So Saturday night is going to suck for me because the Big Ten championship is on at 7 Central, which means it won't be over till 10, 30 minutes after I should probably be in bed for Sunday's race. Don't care, it's going to be worth it. But at the end of the day, you know, so I had a couple good runs. And this week has just been the taper, right? Trying to make sure that my body is good to go, ready, set, feeling right. We're gonna do some carb loading starting tomorrow. I'll talk about what the plan is, and then in the next video, I'll do my best to show what I've been doing. We're not gonna go for like a super crazy carb load because I haven't carb loaded before, so at least not specifically for a race, you know, the way you're supposed to do it. So we're gonna go on the lowest end of the scale for carb loading as possible, just to kind of get the extra carbs in there. We'll go over the race plan, the nutrition, all that stuff. And then the biggest part of this conversation I want to have is I want to talk about what my goals for this race are. They weren't high aspirations to begin with, but now that we're here, I have a little bit more of a level set understanding of my capabilities and what I should be aiming for. It's not nearly as good as what I want going for the quote-unquote Project Boston with the Boston qualifier next year, but it's a step closer. I may have to extend the Boston qualifier another extra couple months just to get to a point where maybe I can come close, but there's still a whole other year before that even happens. So let's get through this race first before we start talking about next year, because right now there is no plan for next year. Nothing. Races got canceled, travel plans got canceled, so I have nothing officially on my schedule for next year. But we got to get through Sunday first. So I'm gonna eat lunch. I just made my lunch now. We got some birria tacos left over, so I'm not making the tacos, but I got the beef from the tacos. I'm gonna go upstairs. I got a meeting in 20 minutes that I gotta knock out, and then once I'm done with that meeting and I'm done eating, I will talk to you about what's been going on and what my goals for this particular race are. Today's a rest day, by the way, so there is no workout. There was a workout last night and there's a run tomorrow, but there is no workout today, so it's a nice, chill day. But I'll see you after I'm done eating and after that meeting is over, probably in about 45 to 50 minutes. See you then. All right, so I've got a few minutes between meetings, so let's talk about what's been going on. So last video, I don't remember when it covered to, but I know it was before Thanksgiving. Had a couple shit runs going on before Thanksgiving. Let's see, I don't remember what date it was, but anyway, so Thanksgiving I had a really good run. I'm gonna put the stats up on the screen over here to not block out the upstairs Christmas tree. Thanksgiving's run was supposed to be 3 hours 10 minutes. I ended up doing 2 hours and 24. I covered 12 miles of the 17 total. The reason being is it was Thanksgiving. I didn't want to spend too much time away from family, even though I was already spending time away from family. But also, it was cold, it was windy, it was like 15-mile-an-hour winds, which again, could happen on race day, so you want to make sure you're doing the same, you know, whatever conditions. But if you watch the old video or Instagram, I actually had an incident where I had to relieve myself. So I came home at 12 miles. I was like, you know what, I'm done, I'm good. That might have actually been covered in the last video, I don't remember. But you know, I came home, I finished up, I felt really, really good. I could have kept going, maintaining the paces. So again, if you looked at my, let me pull it up on Garmin, but if you look at my paces during that week or during that run, I actually was able to hold on to the prescribed paces quite a bit. So, you know, the first mile, so it was in 4 mile intervals. 10:50 was the first 4 mile interval. All miles were under 10, and they kept getting fast. Like every mile within that, or was supposed to be within that block. You know, 10:52 again for the second block. All miles under 11 minutes, and then the third block was 10:32, where again it was only 1 mile, and so that was underneath that. So with the breaks and recovery, I felt really good. I could have kept, if I didn't have to relieve myself, I would have been able to keep going for the next block and probably finish with it. So we had Thanksgiving, and then of course Sunday hits, and Sunday was one of those go one more days where I knew I had this workout, and I'll put that up here. It was a tempo workout, 2 by 3 miles, but it was a 1.5 mile warm up, half a mile activation, and then it was 3 miles where each mile got a little bit faster with a half mile recovery, and then another 3 miles with a cool down, or half mile recovery then a cool down. And this one, it wasn't as cold, it was actually a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid. The warm up and whatever was fine, but when I got to the 3 miles, you know, 3, 4, and 5 miles, or yeah, so I guess, you know, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th mile, it was, I was able to hold those, right? They were good on pace, the recovery fine. Mile 5, or interval 5, was where I started saying, okay, just do the next mile. And then finish that mile. Okay, I can do, let's do 1 more mile, because I felt good. I said, let's do 1 more mile. Got done with that mile. Okay, let's just do 1 more mile. And at the end of that, I ended up getting 0.05 miles under the 9 miles total, because I cut the recovery by 0.05 short. I wasn't hitting my paces exact. I was within the range, but the only one that was like as, you know, far off was the last 1 mile interval, which was a 10:33 pace. But again, all my 1 mile intervals, except for that last one, were under 10:30. And again, while I wasn't feeling great, because again, I had just run 12 miles 3 days earlier, I didn't feel bad. You know, I could have probably done another mile or two without increasing paces, maybe keep it under 11, who knows. But that's been the last couple runs, and then I had a quick interval run last night, which nothing spectacular there. I'll put that up on the screen. Again, those paces, it was 45-second intervals with a 90-second recovery. The target was like 11 minutes, and I was like, okay, this isn't even an interval. This is like just a cruising pace. So I did end up kicking my 45 seconds up down to where I think the last one was 9:02 or 8:54 for the 45 seconds. You know, I was just striding, but it was cool. It felt pretty good last night, and I just wanted to keep on running. So that's what's been going on workout-wise. Now, looking out the rest of the week, I have a 30-minute recovery run tomorrow, so it's a 30 minutes nice and slow, no big deal run, just kind of keeping the legs fresh. And then I have another recovery day on Friday, and then Saturday I've got some quick fartlek run where it's like some quick pickups. You know, it's probably a 20-minute run workout. I'm pulling it up on Training Peaks now. If I pull it up on Saturday, yeah, it's a 16-minute workout, 5-minute warm-up, 20-second sprints with some 40-second recoveries, do that 6 by 20 seconds, and then a 5-minute recovery. I mean, there's a high probability that I won't even do that. I'd rather just stay off my feet all day, or I might do that on Friday and stay off my feet all day Saturday and watch college football, because it's the championship, the conference championship weekend, and then we're gonna go into race week on Sunday. Okay, nutrition. Well, let me get this next meeting. I do have a meeting in a couple minutes, but let me get this next meeting done, and then we'll talk about nutrition leading up to the race. Because on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like I said, I'm doing some carb loading, and I want to talk about what I'm going to try to do and how I'm going to try to do it.
A few moments later.
All right. Just getting a little snack here, real quick in the afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. Still about another hour's worth of work, but I'm gonna have a little protein bar as a snack. And while I'm in the kitchen, let's talk about the carb loading that I'm going to try to do leading up to this week's race. So we're gonna try to carb load, and we're not gonna do a big carb load, because if you go by certain running professionals, they'll say 8 to 10 grams per pound of body weight. Well, if you gave me 8 to 10 grams of carbs per pound of body weight, hold on, let me do the math on that real quick. As of this morning, I was 235. If you go 10, that'd be 2,350 grams of carbs. I don't think I could physically eat that much. So 235 times 8 would be 1,880 grams of carbs. Again, I don't think I could eat that much, because if you just ate carbs all day, that would be 7,500 calories in a day. That's a pound of fat gained right there. Or, I'm sorry, that's 2¼ pounds of fat gained right there. So I don't think that's gonna be feasible, right? But then you have others that say 3 to 5 pounds of grams of carbs per pound of body weight. If I do 5 at my weight, that's still 11, almost 1,200 grams of carbs. Still a lot of carbs. But 235 times 3 is 700 grams of carbs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to go with 2 to 3 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. All right, that's gonna put me around 450, almost 500 grams of carbs per day. Now, how do you do that? You can't eat that many carbs in a day. No, but you can drink some as well. So the plan is for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're gonna have 2 bagels apiece each day, okay, with peanut butter, honey, potentially a banana. That's gonna be like 110, 120 plus the whatever carbs are in the banana, right? We're gonna do G1M Sport a couple days, but we're also gonna do 2 of these a day. Regular Coca-Cola. This has 65 grams of carbs per bottle. So that's 130 grams right there. So that's what we're gonna do. I got pancake batter in there to make some pancakes, so I can have some pancakes Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I've got the bagels for later in the day. I may go get, I don't think I'm gonna get any Go bars, because I don't think they sell them at the grocery store. They sell just about everything else there, but I don't think I've seen Go bars. But that's the plan. Obviously we're gonna have dinners, which is gonna be, whatever my wife makes for dinner. So hopefully something with rice, something with pasta. We're gonna try to avoid fiber carbs or fibrous carbs on Friday and Saturday. So we're just gonna eat, and Saturday, like I said, I'm not gonna do much. So I'm probably just gonna sit around and watch football all day. So I'll have a couple bottles of cola on top of that, just to kind of get the carbs stored up. Race morning, the plan is gonna be wake up. I'll probably have a bagel or 2 at like 4 in the morning, about 3 hours before race time, because race starts at 7. I'm not gonna start at exactly 7. I'll probably start closer to 7:30, because I'm gonna move back with friends of mine who are also running the race. Race morning, I'm also gonna have 2 scoops of G1M. Again, provided I have enough in there for the race, because I do need some for the race. But I'm also gonna do a scoop of pre-workout at 4 a.m., 300 milligrams of sodium, okay? This is just gonna sit in my stomach for a little while. Then, about 15 minutes before the race, I have a Martin gel caffeinated. I'm gonna take that about 15 minutes before the race, 15 to 30 minutes before the race starts, before I start, and we're gonna get that in the system, okay? That's gonna be my pre-race nutrition, banana, peanut butter, honey on the bagel for breakfast. I don't feel like cooking at 4 o'clock in the morning. Just give me something quick and simple. So that'll be the pre-race, and then of course, aspirin. We're gonna take the anti-inflammatories and painkillers, but also the anti-diarrhea medication, because I don't want to have to shit myself at mile 15 on this particular run. So we're gonna take that as we get to the race, so closer to 6 or 7. Once we get down there, we'll take the Imodium, and we'll do what we got to do there, and then we'll be good to go. We'll get ready to race. For the race, I'm gonna have 2 handheld bottles, the soft flasks of G1M. I'm gonna do 2, possibly 3 scoops of G1M in each bottle. So that's gonna give me 60 grams of carbs per bottle with a little over 1,000 milligrams of sodium per bottle. And then I'm gonna alternate for the first 4 gels, Martin 100 versus Martin 100 calf. So we're gonna do the no calf, no calf, and then the rest of the race is gonna be no calf, right? That should be enough caffeine in my system to get me through the rest of the race, because the caffeine will be in my body for hours. But that'll be that. So that's the plan. I'll show all this again in the next video as we prepare, because I'm gonna do a video where I show the carb load, and I'm gonna show the race nutrition, the flat rob, all that fun stuff. I got my shoes ready to go. I've got my run outfit, my whatever shirt, bib and shorts I'm wearing. So we're ready to go. But that's the plan for carb loading. Again, 500 grams, maybe 600 grams of carbs for each day for 3 days, and then a higher carb breakfast in the morning with a lot of caffeine. And so if I do the bagel, peanut butter, honey, there's like shit for carbs and honey. But if I do that, the banana and the honey, and then the G1M, 2 scoops of G1M, that's like 90 grams of carbs first thing in the morning. So that's the plan. That's what we're going with. We're sticking to it. We're gonna see how I feel, and then of course, as I'm talking to you now on Wednesday, but if by like Thursday or Friday I'm not feeling well, I'll scale back a little bit on the carbs. But yeah, that's what we got so far. That's where we're at. Again, I do have a 30-minute run tomorrow. So as I'm carb loading, I will be utilizing some of the glycogen. I do have a quick run on Saturday, so I'll use up some more glycogen and just have to replenish and refill for the day. And then Sunday morning is go time, and I can't wait. Oh, and in addition to all the stuff I get to eat, my wife came home with a box of Pop-Tarts. 71 grams of carbs per pack of Pop-Tarts.
I love you.
Love you too. That was awesome. All right, let's go talk about goals. Okay, so this is the only reason I'm showing you right now is to show the clock at 3:20 in the afternoon. So let's talk about goals for this race. Let me turn the light on so you can see me. There you go, so much brighter. Let's talk about goals for this race, and then we'll end this video on that. When I started out, I wrote a projection on that board for this particular race. That projection says 4 hours and 30 minutes. Now, typically I always overshoot my goals, okay? That goal says 4.5 hours. If you look at my Garmin and the race predictor, if you look at the race predictor, let me pull it up really quick, sorry. I was not prepared, this is all ad hoc. I never think of my shots before I actually shoot them. I just shoot them. Race predictor says 4 hours, 44 minutes, 52 seconds. So the race predictor and my board are not too far off. My goal for this race is going to be closer to the race predictor. I am shooting for a 4:45 in this particular race. Okay, 4:45 would give me a 30-minute PR on this distance. 30-minute PR off of last year's marathon. Now, is that anywhere close to the 3:05 or three hours that I'd need to run to get into Boston? No, but I never expected it. Remember, I wrote that up on the board, 4:30. I wrote that when I signed up this summer. So I'm not saying I'm close, but I'm closer. And remember, 2025 is wide open. We have 0 races signed up. We have 0 in our projection. We have nothing in I have nothing in my sights right now. So this one's wide open. If I can make between 3:30 and 4:30 and 4:45, I'll be super happy. And quite honestly, the conditions are favorable for me. It's going to be in the 50s, upper 40s, low 50s, or low 50s, I think, at start. High of only in mid 60s. And there's a 70% chance of rain in the forecast. So, what does that mean? That means my fat ass will be nice and cooled off. And the cooler temperatures will keep my heart rate down a little bit. Especially if you add rain, now the heart rate is down a little bit. One of my best half marathons was in cool temperatures in the rain. So, am I saying I'm gonna hit my goal? No. Am I saying I have a shot at getting close? Hell yeah. We will find out in 4 days. Well, a couple days from when you're watching this. And then you'll find out, if you're tracking me on the Rock and Roll app, you'll find out before I put out the next video. But if not, you'll find out in a couple days after you see this video what I did. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm trying to keep this one short. I'll see you in the next one, which will be posted after the race.